I swear, I got the sauce. 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 I got the sauce.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, college coaches and fans of high school football. My name is Coach Anthony Williams. I'm the co-founder and president of a company called Connected Athletics. We are a startup company that's building a technology platform to help student athletes successfully transition from high school to college, from college either to a career in their professional sport or to a career based on their major to make sure they're going to be successful once they are done with their sport. We are very excited to partner with a company called Buffalo Wild Wings. Good friend of mine who is the regional VP there, Brian Soltis, is also very passionate about helping student athletes, specifically in Texas, in the Houston, San Antonio areas, to help them make sure they maximize their eligibility and their sport to have the best life they can put in front of them once they're done with their sport. As part of that sponsorship with Buffalo Wild Wings, we have picked 3 schools in the Houston area, and the player you're about to hear from is from one of those schools coming up here. We have partnered with Spring Westfield High School. We've partnered with Cy Woods High School and Katy High School in the Houston area. So we will be promoting athletes from those programs throughout this year as we go through the second half of the football season and into the playoffs. But more importantly, I'm here tonight with a very special young man that I got a chance to know, and he's actually our first player that we're going to interview from Westfield High School. Julian Ledoux. Did I get that right, Julian?
It's Ledoux.
Julian Ledoux is a class of 23 defensive back, correct? He's a playmaker. He's leading their team in almost every category. He's a playmaker, does a great job. And I want to have the coaches on here who listen to this podcast get a chance to know him better. So, Julian, how are you doing this evening?
Fine to you.
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to hearing more about you. So, Julian, let's just jump right in here. You guys are off to a great start here in the season. Tell us a little bit about what your goals are for this season as you go into the second half and into the playoffs.
My goal for the team is to build a bond, not only just build a bond, but just doing what I love with my brother. There's no feeling other than that, you know. So I just want to go to state, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Julian, tell us, when did you start playing the game of football? When did you fall in love? I'm sure you're obviously an explosive athlete. You probably played many sports, but when did you decide, hey, football is the one I'm going to focus on that's going to help me get my college education? What age did it happen?
I was somewhere in elementary school. I think it was about first grade when my mom, she set me up on this football team. And that's when I just really fell in love with the sport, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure I saw your film. You're a good athlete. We'll talk about that more in detail here. I'm sure you played a lot of positions, but let me ask you one of my favorite questions. What's your favorite sports memory of yourself? What's a play you think back to, maybe Pop Warner or middle school, where you said, hey, I made that play. I'm pretty good. What's your favorite sports memory of yourself?
I remember it was literally, I think I was around 11 years old, and it was hot. It was a sunny day, and I seen the ball. I just picked it up and I ran, and I got like a 90-yard touchdown, and that was forever to stick with me.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So tell me, so you've been at Westfield all 4 years?
Yes, I've been with Westfield for 4 years.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your relationship. As I mentioned before, we have college coaches that'll be watching this podcast. Talk about the importance of your relationship with your position coach, your coordinator, and your head coach at Westfield.
The relationship is really important to me because once you go to the next level, you're going to need those coaches to eventually get you to the next level. And it's always nice to have a good friendship and relationship with those people that you always been around for those 4 years. I like building memories with them.
I like it. That's a great response. Let's talk about the most important thing, as you know, academics. If you're going to play in college, you got to have strong academics. Tell these coaches who are wondering or haven't looked at your transcript yet, what's your GPA? Have you taken the SAT or the ACT yet? Give us a little background about where you are academically.
I'm a A and B scholar. My GPA right now is way at 3.8. I plan to take the SAT again this coming November the 5th. So that's it. That's about it right now with the academic. Oh, and I'm a National Honor Society student and
Nice.
also National Technical Honor Society.
Okay, that's great, man. That's awesome. So once again, coach will know, hey, he's not going to have a problem qualifying. I kind of have an idea of what he wants to possibly major in when football is over one day. But let's talk about now, right now. I mean, so I've watched your huddle video, and college coaches, if you haven't seen it yet, you'll want to see his Julian's latest highlight video. He plays safety. The kid has great range. He has obviously plays with a high football IQ, great ball skills, and he is explosive after the catch. And the number one thing I love as a former linebacker and defense coordinator is he is physical against the run. Julian, tell us a little bit about how you have mastered the different parts of being a elite safety. You're good against the pass, you're good against the run, you have good ball skills. Is that something that you constantly work on in the offseason? Tell us a little bit about how you got to the player you are today.
Yes, that's something that I work on. That's something that I work on at practice and also during the game. We watch film day in and day out. So yeah, that's something that I improve on daily.
Yeah. Are you a big film guy? Do you watch a lot of film each week to get prepared to look for tendencies in your opponent each week?
Yes, I watch a lot of film as well.
Mm-hmm. And I would assume, I'm not going to try to put words in your mouth, but based on what I saw in your huddle video, it looks like you are pre-reading formations, down and distance, where receivers are at to put yourself in position to make plays. Talk about how long have you been playing? Have you always played DB, or did you switch over from another position?
I played receiver my sophomore year. That's how I know how to read what receivers' tendencies are.
Mm-hmm.
So I made the switch at the end of my sophomore year to go play DB, and from there I just been excelling.
Okay. Now, so we talk about so you understand how to read routes and route progressions from your days as a receiver. Let's talk about you in the run game. Coaches, this huddle video, this kid will come downhill and he will hit you, and not just hit you, but he's a great tackler, has great form. Talk about how you've formed this great form tackling ability and being physical in the run game.
Physicality, that's just something that comes with me, And the form tackling, I just give all props to my coaches. He can't stress enough how much important tackling is. So I take that very important in my role. Mm-hmm. So I just learned from him, Coach Black and Coach Gibb, those two.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, I could tell you, and I'm hard to impress, but your ability to tackle in space and coming downhill and understanding inside out leverage is truly amazing. I know a lot of coaches when they see your film will be impressed with that. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about recruiting, Julian. How's recruiting going? I saw that you've gotten a lot of activity on your timeline, a couple offers. Give these coaches an idea. Where are you in your recruiting right now?
I have a few inches from a few different schools. I have inches in Rice. That's about it. In Northern Iowa, University of Northern Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
So those two.
Are you a Texas native? Have you raised in Houston area or in Texas?
Yes, sir.
So the question that always comes up with coaches is, hey, I could be a coach from out of state. Hey, is this kid gonna be willing to leave Texas? Talk a little bit about your recruiting goals. Are you okay with leaving the state? Tell us, what conferences or schools you might be interested in hearing from. Give us a little bit about that background.
I don't have a problem with leaving the state, but it just makes sure that I get what I need to get from the school, as well as I'm doing for them what I need to do. So leaving the state isn't really a problem.
Okay. And then let's talk about major. I mean, as you put together your list of schools you're interested in, what do you see yourself majoring in when you get to college?
I want to do some type of business or some type of marketing.
Okay. And then let's switch over to football at that school. So are you open to playing another position? Can you play corner? Can you play nickel? Give us a little bit about how you're progressing into college and what kind of DB you expect yourself to be.
I can play multiple positions on the field. I can play nickel, safety, and I can play corner as well. And also I play a lot of special teams. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about that, because some kids are open to that. Some kids are like, nah, I'm a receiver or whatever. Are you a return guy? Are you a gunner? Tell us a bit about your special teams prowess.
I'm a gunner, and I play kickoff and I punt block those are my favorite. But pump block is my favorite one.
Okay. Do you have some this year already?
I don't have any. I had a few last year.
Okay. Well, good. But then let's talk a little bit about, as you're going forward here, you guys are in the second half of the season. Who are you guys playing this week? Where are you in district? And tell us a little bit about your goals once you guys get in the playoffs.
My goals for the playoffs, I think I want to have the most amount of tackles in my position group by the end of the season. I want to make sure that I have like the top stat line. That's my goal. And I know that the rest of the season leading up to the playoffs, it should be pretty easy. So I'm just trying to take it day by day and improve and get it ready for playoffs.
Yeah. I watched your video. You had a big pick six last week. Showed great hands, being in the right place around time, always around the ball. I saw some speed. I saw some burst. Tell these coaches, do you run track in the off season? Where's the speed coming from?
Yes, I run track. I've been running track ever since middle school. So
and then what events do you compete in track?
The 4x1 relay, the 4x200 meter relay, and the open 200 meter.
Okay. And college coaches love football players that run track in the off season. Julian, as we finish up here, tell these coaches. I know obviously coaches love two things about players. They love players who are competitive, and they love players who are leaders. Talk about how you lead on your team now, and also talk about just how competitive you are.
I'm very competitive at what I do because I always want to be number one. And being the leader on the team has always been my goal. What my coaches always told me was to be a leader, you would have to do something for other people to respect you. So I made sure I did everything in the weight room, be early to meetings, and just pretty much being the best that I can be in the football building, on and off the field.
Okay. And as far as leadership, now that you're a senior and you've had 4 years at Westfield, one of the great programs in our state here, what are you doing to help those sub-varsity or those freshmen who look up to you like, man, when I get to be a senior, I want to play like Julian? What are you doing to kind of help them through being successful in that Westfield Mustang program?
And when we're going through drills, I make sure that everyone is doing what they're supposed to do. And that's pretty much, a coach likes a player that can also help others. So I try to make that my role. So pretty much just helping other players do what they need, and just pretty much just helping them out with everything.
Okay. Drew, if I saw correctly, you're like 5'9", 5'10", about 170. Okay. I was also trying to find out another growth spurt. Did your parents play any? How tall are they? And then also talk about your siblings if you have any.
My mom, she ran track. She's about 5'3". And my dad, he ran track. He played football as well. He played linebacker, and he ran track as well too.
How tall is he?
From a very sports family. He's about 5'8", 5'9".
Okay. And then what about your siblings? Are you an only child? Are you the youngest? You the oldest? You in the middle? Tell us a little about your siblings.
I have an older brother. He's in college now, and I have one younger half brother.
Okay. How important is it to you that you are a good role model and big brother to your younger brother?
I feel like just this world is it's cold. So
Yeah.
I try to make sure that I can keep him from getting out of trouble because I made a few mistakes myself and I learned from him. So I'm just trying to make sure that he doesn't make the same mistakes that I made.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite questions, Julian, when you're done with the game, whether it's after high school or college or a 10-year career in the NFL, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want to be doing when you're finally done with the game of football?
Eventually, I want to have my own facility to where I can train young athletes and make them better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you currently train with somebody? And if so, shout them out. Who you working out with? Who's making you the great player that you are today? Besides the coach.
I used to train with Coach Bowie, and I really do a lot of summer workouts with just my school. That's about it.
Okay. Okay. And then tell us, shout out some of your teammates. I know you guys are loaded on both sides of the ball, but if you could look in the camera and tell these coaches, hey, besides me, there's some other really good players that need to get recruited right now. Shout out a couple of your other teammates who are working hard and putting in that work both in the classroom and on the field.
I have a few. I would say Travian Flanagan, he's good. Another upcoming safety, he's a junior now. His name is Jordan James. Dejan Palomo, Anthony Cathcart, Preston Hatter, and Taji Atkins. That's about it that I can think.
Absolutely. Hey, finishing up here, one thing that's important about being a teammate is being there for your team and for your coaches. Tell me this: how would your teammates describe you as a teammate?
I'm more of a guy in a program that would just uplift other people to be their best self, as well as me be my best self. So I think they would say I'm pretty much a leader in a role model team, and I lead by example.
I like it. I like it. And then tell us lastly here, trust is a big thing, Julian. You've been playing this game a long time. There's trust between players, and then there's trust between players and coaches. Tell these coaches that are going to watch this podcast, how important is trust to you between coaches and players?
The trust between coach and player is very important to me, because I feel like if the coach can't trust you, then he won't put his name on you. And if he don't want to put your name on you, then you won't be in the position that you want to be. So trust is a very important factor.
Yeah, you nailed it. You got it down for sure. Well, hey, Julian, it's been a great pleasure getting to know you. I'm planning on making it out to Houston and watching the game. You guys coming up. But as we finish here, look in the camera right now, Julian, and for all the college coaches that are watching that may not know about you, look in the camera and tell these coaches why they should recruit you and what you're going to bring to that college program.
I feel like they should recruit me because I feel like I'll bring that extra juice to the team and bring that extra energy on and off the field, in the meeting room, in the weight room, and all that. So I feel like they should recruit me because of those reasons.
Yeah, that's a great elevator pitch. Well, Julian, man, I'm excited, man. It's good to meet you. Like I said, keep making plays because your huddle video is very impressive. Good luck this Friday, and I'll either see you in the second half of the season or definitely during the playoffs, man. Have a great week of preparation, and I hope you have lots of success Friday night.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Have a good evening. See ya.
All right.
I swear, I got the sauce. 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 I got the sauce.